Okay, so let's start the
All right.
fireworks.
Thank you.
We got Doc Mario coming up with the first comment. He said they should have started and ended with the base model, which then you can pick and choose which features you want. That's what this kind of is. This is kind of a base model.
Yeah, the premium starter machine. I don't know why they call it premium starter, but
I'm going to explain it to you. I know why they call it premium starter, Team McCloskey. It was explained to me. Okay, the reason why they're all called premium is because all these can be upgraded to the same machine. So that's why they all say premium. Premium starter. The premium deluxe is the one with the SSF kit with all the features. Yeah. And premium standard is the one with everything enabled. So the reason why they all call them premium is because you could take any one of these and change it to the most deluxe one. It has an open upgrade path to the highest model.
Yeah, still don't like it, but
I don't like it either. It is a little confusing, but at least I understand the thinking behind them all being named premium. Because at first I was like, it kind of goes. I didn't understand it, but that's the way it was. That's the way it was explained to me.
Yeah, I just think they should just call it the starter machine then.
Like the starter machine. Yeah, the starter, the standard, and the deluxe. Yeah. The deluxe is having everything, including the SSF kit installed. And
then you had the collector's edition too, which is premium. Collector's edition premium, which is kind of above the deluxe one because I don't know. And yeah, because the collector's edition, they're only making so many of those. So,
okay, well, we could start with the base question. I mean, you want to open up the panel? What do we think of having a base model AtGames pinball machine?
And you can chime in here, VideoGameVegas.
Yeah, VideoGameVegas. Don't be shy. You can give us your opinion.
All right. So I have no problem. I have no problem with a starter edition. As you know, we've had so many conversations that the options are great and everything else. The only problem I have is that each one of these machines are the same machines, minus the SSF kit and the topper. Now, when I say same machines, I'm saying hardware. I'm not talking software. So the only thing that the only place that I saw them dropping the ball, and this is what really kind of made me kind of angry or frustrated. I'll say frustrated because I'm done with the whole angry thing. But basically, the reason I bought a 4KP was to use it as a OTG machine. So basically, buy a PC, plug it into it, and use it that way. Now, I was happy, everything was content until they announced this machine, which basically they opened kind of a can of worms by not just adjusting the hardware, but revealing that they could actually do stuff to the hardware via a software update. Now, of course, right now it's tinfoil hat because nothing's happened except for the fact that, hey, we have this cheaper model and we're going to disable the advanced features, which includes the ability to use the ports and the OTG. But here was my issue. So this has been done by companies before, and I've never agreed with it. And I'm just going to give you one example for right now. The one example is BMW, and they sell this car, and they sell it with heated seats. But you cannot use the heated seats unless you pay them a subscription. So you have to pay them a monthly subscription to be able to use
it. PlayStation 4.
And that's exactly what's happening here. You're buying the hardware. You're buying with even the cheaper model. You're buying the hardware, which is the ports, but they're disabling them out of the box. Now, who's to say AtGames is going to not disable the ports on any of these machines at any point? And what I'm referencing is something that Team McCloskey, you said on the last show, which I thought was very poignant. And you said that AtGames can pretty much disable anything that they want to at any time. And that's what was kind of scaring some of us in the chat at the time. And basically, that went into my head going, why am I going to spend a whole bunch of money on a decent PC if at any time AtGames can choose to disable the ports? Now, I'm not saying that they're going to, because that's not even been put out there. But the thing is that having that ability and making that and putting that out there, that's what scares us. And the big thing that was really kind of in my head, the dread, was, let's say Zen comes by and they say, hey, listen, AtGames, we're spending a lot of R&D, research and development, putting these tables on your machine, but your people are using this thing for OTG, and we're not making or recouping any kind of money. You need to disable these ports. And AtGames at any time can say, well, if we want to keep getting Zen tables, we have to do that. Now, all of this is speculation. It hasn't happened, and it may never happen. But that's the reason that I was kind of worried, is because why would I spend money on a PC if the ports can be disabled? So that was my big thing.
Okay, can I give a counterpoint? Okay, I want to give a counterpoint. The first thing I would like to say is congratulations, Video Game Vegas. You are truly an advanced user, because all of us running OTG, we love running OTG. We see the benefits of using that, of course. The first thing I'd like to say is the first thing they did was they enabled OTG for everyone that had already had a pinball machine. So AtGames, basically, if they took away OTG or some of the functionality for the base users, I mean, that'd be like them slitting their own throat. They're not going to do that. And
I hope not.
I don't think Zen has the power over AtGames to make them do that to themselves. But the other thing I want to say, they immediately gave everyone the OTG, and it does not need to be connected to the internet. So it'll, like, if you disconnect it, if they were gone tomorrow, the OTG function will still function with all the, what you're playing right now. Right. So I thought
what I'm hoping.
It was a good call.
But yeah, I mean, Vegas makes a good point. Yeah, I'd just say Vegas makes a good point, but like you said, man, if they start cutting off more ports, man, people would just be up in arms and would.
They would go buck wild.
And they wouldn't buy another AtGames product ever again.
But villagers would be in the streets with their pitchforks, T. McCloskey. And the thing is, us advanced users are the most talkative because we love it, man. We love it. We're playing the stock table, some of us, but we're also playing through OTG, and that's only limited by your computer. I mean, I just got a brand new computer, $1,500 computer with the state-of-the-art graphics card. I can run all these tables at 4K. It's absolutely jaw-dropping, T. McCloskey.
That's awesome.
I mean, the power is there, and basically I'm getting, I'm happy. I'm really happy with what I have. But you're right. There is that fear that they could take that away, But, I mean, it is a trust thing. I mean, I just can't see them doing that. I mean, that would like be so destructive. And I don't think that's their model. What do you think, T?
Well, I mean, at least it's only a one-time fee. I mean, it's like, with your PlayStation 4 and 5, you got to pay, to use online, play games online with people. You got to pay $10 a month, $60 a year. It's just continuous. So at least this is this one-time fee. I don't really agree with it either. But
what I understand, actually, I have another thing to say about it. Once it's enabled, it's permanently enabled on the machine. So like no one can take it away. Once you activate it, it's not deactivated. And but the other thing I wanted to say is, like, they wanted to have that feature so there was an open upgrade path. And the other thing I want to say is they also don't want to devalue what all of us bought. Like, we all bought the deluxe model with the topper, with the advanced features, with all the extra features enabled. Even if we got the middle level, we bought the machine that was a deluxe model. I mean, when they built the machine, they were listing, like, what things do you want? Oh, we will put a topper on it. Oh, you don't want an arcade marquee on it anymore. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to make it look more like a real pinball machine. So they took all that feedback. The problem with that is they went from being a more affordable product to being a more enthusiast product. Because let's face it, $1,500 base models, not cheap, And so I just think they're trying to get back some of the market that they lost. They're trying to get people affordable pinball where they can decide and choose a la carte which options they want to add. That's just my opinion on what they've done.
Yeah, Papa Bread. That's one of the things I wanted to bring up too. Is AtGames had a really huge success with the VIBS board, which allowed you to do the OTG and stuff like
That's right.
that. And what I wouldn't have had a problem with is if this new lower end model came without HDMI ports and USB ports, and then came with a module with them where you could just plug and play. So it doesn't, basically, they're not showing, oh, yeah, well, we can disable or enable these features with software. They do something like that, take those physical things out, reduce the price even more to something like sub 1,000, like about $899, because it doesn't have all this extra hardware in it. And then and something like that. Now, of course, I'm armchair quarterbacking on this. The reason that it scared me more than anything is because the trust with AtGames that I have is very low. And the reason being is not because I have anything against AtGames. What I have a problem with is the different things they've done to me, or to the community. And I'm going to give you two examples, and this is the reason that I was so I'm kind of skeptical on where their direction is. And of course, I could be totally wrong. But the first one was a piece of hardware I bought from them. It was called the Namco Blast, and on the box it showed arcade ROMs, and you could plug this thing into an HDMI port onto a TV. I plug it in, and it has NES ROMs, NES ROMs, and I was like, "What the heck is going on here?"
And I remember they had some YouTubers that got the ones with the, I think John Hancock or someone got the ones with the arcade ROMs.
Yeah, I was like, it was just crazy. And
oh yeah,
that was the first thing that was really big against me, and the other one was.
I'm going to say this about that. I'm going to say this about this.
Papa.
They did start with like the kind of like the less expensive gaming things like that, but they've come a long way since that. Like that was their origin. You're right. I remember, didn't they do like a Genesis that was notoriously panned?
Bad.
Oh,
yeah. You know,
it was terrible.
And you know, I think when they came with the Legends products is when they started to be like, oh, wait a minute, they could actually be a factor for people that want to just have a home arcade experience. You know.
Yes.
And you're right. Carlo, they started with those early models. Some of them were not so hot. You know.
Okay. Carlo is basically he made a point. He says, "What does that have to do with ALP?" It has to do with AtGames. It has to do with AtGames false advertising as a company. And here's the other thing, and this is another piece of false advertising, and this has to do with the 4KP. So if you remember, and you guys advertised this, is that what happened with the Gottlieb tables when they first were going to be put onto the 4KP, they were delayed. And so what AtGames did for the people who bought the 4KP versions is to apologize or to soften the blow, was that they emailed me 4 $5 coupons that I could stack, whatever, to buy anything, and this is what the email said, anything in their online store that wasn't on sale. So I go into the online store and I'm going to buy a Zen table, which was $15.
Yeah,
and I went in there, and it wouldn't let me.
Money's no good. Your money's no good.
Yep.
What happened to your money? Your money's no good anymore.
Yes.
You know what you're thinking?
They took it away from you. You were like ready. Yes. You're like, hey, look, I'm going to get this. I have this money saved up. I'm going to get this Zen table for free. And you go to redeem it, and they won't. Yeah, I totally do not like that. I'm not sure why that ever happened. But to me, that devalues, when you get a coupon, that devalues the coupon.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
People want the Zen tables.
Yeah,
you know?
and what happened is I reached it, and I reached out to AtGames, and I asked them. I said, "Hey, what's going on? I can't use this," and they sent me a gaslighting email, and it was really just poor taste and just really bad customer service. And they said, "Well, you can't use these on the Zen tables." And I said, "Well, it says I can." And they said, "Well, our email is right and yours is right at the same time." And I was like, "What?" That doesn't make any sense. So, but the end game was, we gave you coupons you said you could use on anything, and now we're not going to let you do it. So it's just these little things that happen that cause this trust issue. So
I agree. And I
yeah,
think that should never be like if you're going to give us a coupon for the store, let it be for the store. You know, I mean, what is it? You know, I don't understand. Like, would the loss on a $5 coupon on a $35 pinball pack or whatever really cost you that much? You know, I mean, the idea is, I mean, you really want to keep your customers happy, and I agree. That's a bad customer experience when you have a coupon and you go to use it and you can't redeem it. That's very, as a consumer, that's very frustrating.
Yeah, I still got my freaking coupons. I still have them in my email because I can't use them. Anything I want.
Yeah, and I get where Carl O's coming from. He definitely doesn't like iArcade, and he's always been kind of angry that I have. But I call him like I see him. I mean, if John did something wrong to me or iArcade did, I would be just as easily to go after iArcade.
Yeah,
but
to be fair, you have went after iArcade. Like you talked about how crappy your monitor is and one of your machines.
Yeah,
you've been very fair and unbiased, and
that's exactly what it is. I mean, like with the gold cabinet, I gave that a 4 out of 10, and I said people shouldn't buy it. And so I get that Carlo really loves the AtGames, but I mean, I'm fair on every single thing that I've said out there, and I hate to, because I'll tell you what, I really have a lot of respect for Carlo. I've had some fun conversations with him on my channel, and so but I hope that there's no hard feelings. I just have to call it like I see it and give my feelings on the situation. But I really do appreciate you, Papa Bread, and T. McCloskey being able to have the conversation about this, because we can at least put it out there, you know, and show all the views.
Yeah, I'd rather show all the opinions, you know, because you know if you just have a bunch of people that are just cheerleaders, I mean, you got to have someone that's gonna, you know, I think it's more interesting as a viewer watching YouTube. I mean, I don't like shows where everyone has the exact same opinion all the time. It's just not interesting to watch, right? So,
it's like last week, man, I was surprised. I mean, VideoGameVegas, you're not the only one that had that opinion. There's a lot of people in the chat had that opinion. I was just like, wow. I didn't realize that many people were upset about that. So
the only thing that I wanted to bring up that I've never heard anyone mention about the whole starter program too is that part of it is also not to devalue what you already have. Like if you ever bought something, like some YouTubers were like, well, they should just sell the whole machine exactly the way it is for $1,000. Well, then all of our machines that we bought, everyone that has a machine, you just lost $500 of value.
Overnight.
I mean, and that's a terrible experience. Like when you buy something and then, like, you know, not even a year later, it's like $500 less value. And, you know, I don't buy these things to resell them. I mean, I buy these machines to play them. But my point is, I'm not a fan of that. I kind of like the New Wave Toys model where they make a certain amount, they limit it, and then they make something else cool. And then they make something else cool down the road. You know, that's how I think you build a really strong brand, because each time you do that, you're building more. People are more excited for what's next. You know.
Yeah. I wish AtGames would have limited these machines a little bit more than they did. You know, 5,000 is a lot.
I agree.
Machines. I think they should have topped it off at like 1,000, and just kept bringing out new ones.
And the price model is so high, like 5,000 at, you know, even $1,000 each, you know, that's a lot of money.
And one thing I would like to say about that too, and you guys are absolutely right. And I'm going to say something real nice about AtGames here, because I've been in the market for something like this, where I can basically put a PC on it and play. And if you know anything about the boutique market versus the build your own market, AtGames with their price here, even at $1,500, is a freaking steal. It's a steal.
It's so cheap for what you get.
It's awesome.
Like, you know, I mean, I went to Southern Fried Gaming Expo. I was playing like a $5,000 V-Pen. And, like, you know, I was pretty happy with my AtGames, even though that machine was so much more, you know. But I mean, there are things that you can get at the ultra high end. But I'm saying the AtGames is pretty strong. And then
it's an awesome price.
When you OTG it with a good computer, it's just a great pinball experience. You know, it's fun to play.
But and you can't get anything in this price either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There is nothing out there that is this price. And so even though I have my trepidation, AtGames nailed it. They knocked it out of the park with the price because I mean, $1,500, that's an absolute bargain. And I don't think people really understand that if they look at what's out there and what they would have to do to build their own, and the boutiques charging almost the same price as a Stern or more.
Yeah. $1,200 to your door in 1 month is an amazing deal, depending on how interested you are in virtual pinball. The one thing I do like, and I was impressed by, like right off the bat, when it was kind of when I first heard about this, was they did provide an open upgrade path to the highest level model they make from the entry level. And like you were wondering, like, why don't they make it cheaper? Because the barrier to doing OTG always was like, you know, a lot of people were, and you did it, VideoGameVegas, but a lot of people are afraid to put that VIBS board in. You know, you had to deal with those ribbon cables. It was a real pain. Like this setup they have with this, you literally just plug in the cords, and then it's dealing with your computer to configure it. But as far as hooking the hardware up, it's easier than ever. And I think going back to something like an add-on VIBS board and making it cheaper would just discourage more people from making the final jump. I think the final jump, when you go to OTG, some people say there's no coming back because you can get, depending on your computer, it can be, you know, like I could play the entire Zen library. I have every table right now I can play. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah, and actually, I should clarify, Papa Bread. What I was talking about was plug and play modules. So basically, it would be 3 HDMI's, but you would just plug it in like a cartridge. Yeah, and same with HDMI. Plug it in like a cartridge, and that's what I was saying. Is basically that's the next evolution, but now they don't have to do that, of course, and it worries me, but still. I'm still going to keep optimistic because if these are all speculations, it's just basically the fears that I was putting out there that a lot of us in the chat last week were saying, hey, this is what we feel. If AtGames doesn't do anything, if AtGames doesn't do anything and disables anything, I'm going to be a happy camper. I'm just trepidatious because of my history with the company.
Yeah, Mikey Yoon, it is $100 each. For the advanced features. So if you just want to do OTG,
the Wave One has a buy one get one. Like if you get the Wave One, you're gonna get a coupon when you activate the first update. You'll be able to buy both for $100. So you know it's basically 50% off. So you know instead of paying $100 each, you're paying basically $50 for the OTG and the advanced features. The advanced features to me really haven't came into play yet, but down the road, that's what VPX will be running through the standalone. So right now, it's not so much a factor. Like you're really not missing much, but possibly down the road, when they get a final build of a VPX build out to the community, that could be something you would want. But they're not restricting you from it. You know, just make it, if you want it, you have to enable it on this one model. If you get the starter model.
I was hearing that the first run of these, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe it's because of the shipping or whatever, but aren't they having a deal right now where you can get one for $1,099?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the factory direct.
Okay. Yeah, that's I thought, wow, that's
basically
a great deal.
Cuts out the middle stop. Yeah, it's the same deal we got, but they're just not getting all the features like you know, always the Wave One with AtGames for some reason they always seem to get the best deal. This is a new machine. The Wave One is they even show how they're scaling the deals, but the Wave One, if you really want the best deal, that is the best deal they're going to have for a while.
Yeah. Just like the way we were Wave One.
And I hate doing FOMO videos, but I mean, I don't want my viewers to miss out. Like if you were on the fence of getting AtGames Pinball, this is not a bad way. If you're new to AtGames Pinball, this is not a bad way to jump in. And I didn't want my viewers not to know about it, but I don't usually like to do these kind of videos where I talk about this kind of thing.
Well, if you think about the history, Papa Brad, and same with New Wave Toys and Numbskull, those deals they don't come again. You know, I mean, and I don't do the FOMO either, but you have to look at the history of the thing. When I bought my first AtGames control panel for my HD, it was $50.
I know.
$50.
I know. It's like,
I mean, come on. You know, so that I always, but the thing is that also you have to think quality also. And at the time, especially with the control panel, I just thought it was incredible quality, and so I'm glad that I got that.
Yeah, the control panel is nice. It's a nice upgrade. You know, if you're going to, once again, that's where that advanced feature stuff comes in. Then you could play, you know, you could play some arcade games on there. You can do a little bit with it, and but I think having an open upgrade path was a good choice. And I think a lot of people went very negative on this when really all they're trying to do is get where more people can get into virtual pinball and they can decide what they want to do with it down the road. You know, I think.
Yeah, just the open upgrade. I just wish they didn't touch the advanced features. That's all.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I am not the head of AtGames. I don't do the market research or anything. I'm more armchair quarterbacking. I can only basically say, hey, listen, this is how it makes me feel. But yeah, I think that I think a lot of people wouldn't have been as up in arms if it was just the hardware stuff, like or the table stuff, because everybody can have an opportunity to buy any of the tables on their online store, and the topper, some people just don't care about that. But then, of course, where do you come with if you want to lower it a certain way? So, yeah, it's a touchy subject, and the good news is that I think that there is a market for the lower price one. I just wish they could have done it in a different way.
And that is a valid option. That, you know, it's a valid concern you have about them having Zen and people OTGing a lot of Zen pinball on AtGames. Yeah. Would they ever block Zen pinball? And I just don't see them doing that, because I mean, it's really the enthusiast market that goes that far into it. You know what I mean? I you know, I don't know what the percentages are, but I think a lot of people buy this machine and they play the stock tables and they're just happy with them. I mean,
and I would have been happy with them if they didn't have the lag, and that was it's funny, Papa Brad. I have
heard there's a serious team up going on with both Magic Pixel is working with Zen, both companies.
Oh, now that's awesome. That's what we've been wanting.
I have heard that in partnership they're working on it.
Oh yeah,
and
that's awesome.
If you watch Tampa Tech's video, he kind of let it slip that they might even have a fix already, but they're still perfecting it. Did you watch the Tampa Tech video where he showed the natural history pack tables? Because he kind of passively said it without saying it.
Really?
See, and that's the thing that I was feeling bad about, people, is because I didn't buy to play the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. But if I did buy to play the ecosystem, I'd feel bad right now because of the lag on the tables. But I should be very, very clear, and you guys know this, and maybe some in the community know this. I haven't even built my 4KP yet. Mm. It's in the box because of the fact I've had personal the injury that happened to me, and so I haven't been able to build it myself. But OTG I really didn't worry about, because it's like I'm not missing out on anything because I don't even have the PC yet. So but I definitely wanted to get in on that deal, because I couldn't believe how awesome that first pre-order was, and all I wanted was the hardware. So
yeah.
Wave one. The one we got in was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, you know, phone a friend, get a friend to come over and build that mug for you. You'll be loving it.
I know.
You'll be loving it. We'd love to see you on
I don't have those friends.
Heck, if I lived in Vegas, I'd build it for you. And literally, it's not that hard. It's just it's heavy. It's heavy is the hard part.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's not a hard build. It's just heavy.
Yeah. Oh, and I revealed to Team McCloskey, and I will to you too, Papa Bread. I actually don't live in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I live in Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah, VideoGameVegas. The idea behind that is two things that I loved: Vegas and video games. So that's how it came about.
That's cool. I always thought you were from Vegas.
I know. It's
probably everyone does when they hear the name. You know, they're like, he must live in Las Vegas. You know. But anyway,
Vegas.
I did enjoy your video where you do your arcade tour. You have a really awesome arcade, and that's what I got into this for. This whole hobby is just to play games. I love arcade games. It's great. I would have never thought I would be able to have a home arcade with the kind of games that I have, the pinball, the real arcade, the machines that emulate real arcade games so well. I never would have dreamed I would have access to so many games that I have like I do today.
I know, right?
I know. It is crazy. And we all get to share with each other, which is just fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're a kid, you never thought this was coming.
No, never.
I mean,
Never.
You had to go to the arcades and put the quarters in. It's like, man, I wish I had one of these at home. Now you can.
Team McCloskey, now we got them all.
Yeah, we got them all. Yeah, and I've just been having a blast with this 4K pinball. This is my first virtual, and that's why I knew I was researching virtual pinball machines for over a year, and the prices, man, I just couldn't afford anything, and I was going to get the HD version, and then last February they announced 4K. I'm like, I might as well wait. 6 months.
Yeah, 4K all the way.
Yeah, but man, the prices out there, I mean, it's just ridiculous for a virtual pinball. I mean, they're almost as expensive as a real one. So when AtGames came out with this, I was pretty happy.
Yeah, I started with the Toy Shock, and then I went to the arcade 1-up Attack from Mars, and then I went to AtGames HD, and now I have the 4KP. So I really love virtual pinball, and I'm hoping that the 4KP is the magic bullet that I've been looking for all this time.
I think it will be. I mean, especially if you're going to do the OTG, it's so smooth and seamless. I mean, there's a couple things you got to do on your computer now, and that's it, man. You're up and running. So, and the sky's the limit. It depends on your computer, man. The sky's the limit. I mean,
OTG. This new computer is it's unreal.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I think my first.
I switched. I switched VideoGameVegas with this new computer. I actually switched from playing on my PlayStation 4 because I could always score higher in pinball tournament play to using my actual pinball cabinet because now I can score higher on my pinball cabinet with this new computer, and that's insane because there is no. I mean, like with a console, you have state-of-the-art graphics. And almost, I mean, everything is optimized for playing games, So they really have closed the gap. And I can see in my pinball scores playing these tournaments each week. It's really great. I mean, and the OTG works great. That's something also people don't ever mention. Pretty much they got the OTG down from the get-go and it was running good. And now it's just they've perfected it a little bit even more. But it had pretty good OTG even at launch, better than the Zen pinball,
Yeah,
better than Peanuts. But there were still certain things,
If it wasn't for Wagner's Tech Talk, who I have a big respect for, I've got a lot of respect and trust for him over the years. If he did not demonstrate how good OTG was before they even came up with the final design, I would have never pre-ordered, and I'm glad that Wagner was able to show that, and AtGames was able to allow him to show that, because that was what really sold me, because I wanted the OTG.
Yeah, and I think there is an enthusiast culture, like the people that invested in OTG that have that really kick-ass computer you need, that figured out how to get the OTG running. I mean, they're going to kind of be snobs because it is a very premium experience, And but I mean, I think there's something for everyone, which I like,
Yeah, that's how I got my OTG working, watching the Wagner's Tech Talk video. Because when we first had to do, we had to do that mapping thing.
Yeah, it's easier now. You don't even have to do that anymore.
You don't have to do that now.
Now it just thinks it's a keyboard. You just tell it which buttons, just touch the keys, and you're off to the races. Couldn't be easier.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of love in the chat, and I really appreciate that people wanted to subscribe to my channel. It's very nice. Thank you, Carl O, for putting out that link. I'm actually one of those people that I do YouTube a little differently. I never thought I would actually have subscribers. My main goal was to have that one view, just one person watching my video, and I mainly started putting out content because YouTube started to delete my comments. And it wasn't somebody actually deleting them. It's an algorithm that they run but it was catching my comments, which were always fine. And it's random. So it was really nice to get into the community and be able to share and stuff. And I've just seen a lot of love from a lot of people coming to the channel and just taking a view. And because that's what motivates me, is that just that one view, and all the rest is gravy. So definitely thank you all for the real nice, kind words in the chat and everything, and enjoying the content.
Yeah, you get some good content over there. I even watched your last video talking about Vegas not being so good anymore.
That one's going crazy. I had a lot of yeah. I mean, it's actually almost becoming my #1 video now. I've been flabbergasted. I didn't think many people would watch it because I do the video game stuff, but yeah, I have people who are in the Las Vegas community, and some have been pretty vocal against my views on Las Vegas. But you know what? It's all about sharing opinions, and as I always say in my videos, it's like I always want people to have a right to their opinion, but only I can have a right to mine. I think
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's a good argument.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to share opinions, and even tonight, being able to have differing opinions and still show that respect and love for the community that you guys show every single week, and being able to have these discussions and still be friends and friendly and all that. That just means the world to me.
Well, absolutely.
Well, we're lucky to have you on. So yeah, it's been a good talk. I mean, I'm enjoying this. So, you know, people have their opinions, and you know, we all should be able to express our opinions. You know, because they are just our opinions. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I've always appreciated about you guys' show. It was interesting when I first came to Arcade Talk. I didn't really oh, let's go the sucker first, and then I'll finish. I can dig it, sucker.
We got 5 of them.
Thank you, Jason, for that 5 memberships. Okay. Hey, there's Adam. Ray's brother. Got a membership there. Thanks, Jason, for those 5 memberships. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, I'll just say that most of the channels that I come across within this community, I never really know if I'm going to connect. But there was something especially about you and Papa Brad having conversations, especially in the iArcade talks and everything, where you were being able to just have these civil conversations about just things that you loved. And that really kind of drew me. And I was like, I don't know if this is really resonating, but I'm going to stick around. And I'll tell you what, I'm so happy that I did. And I'm so glad that I found both of you guys' channels. It's just been wonderful.
Well, thanks. We appreciate you being in the chat every week. It means a lot. So, but yeah, I always want to give people's opinions. We're never always going to agree. You know, sometimes we will, but sometimes we won't. So it's good to have that conversation and get all of our points out there, because there's always 2 sides. So
what do we got next, Team McCloskey?
Did you want to talk about this calendar a little bit for the Wave 1s?
I just want to talk about the deals that you get for Wave 1, 2, and 3. Now, the Wave 1 orders have started
today.
So today. So if you want to get a Wave 1, I wouldn't wait too long. And I don't think the quantity is as high as people think. So the Wave 1 will go through pretty quick. So if you really want a Wave 1 deal, you're probably going to have to, you know, I can't tell how long it's going to last, but I know it's not, you know, it's not a ton of machines that they have for Wave 1.
No, and either way, it's going to end next Wednesday if it makes it that
Wednesday
far.
if it makes it that far, yeah.
And that's the 1249.
Scroll down to where it shows you what you actually get on the three different deals. They have a page. If you scroll, they have a page that shows you exactly what you get with each deal.
I don't think it's on this one. I think it's on the other one.
It's not on that one, is it? Okay.
See, the other one is just
it's scaled because the factory direct one is the best deal, and it's scaled where if you get the wave one, you get the best coupons.
Right. Yeah, I did show that one page. This one page had a summary on it. I'll show that while I'm pulling up the other one. But down here's your deals that you're getting. Pull this over, see if I can find it.
You get 35% off on pinball packs too if you want to buy pinball packs.
Yeah.
Plus you get 2 months of ArcadeNet. That's the slide I'm looking for right there. Yep. That shows you, like, if I wait to wave 2, how good of a deal do I get? If I wait to wave 3, how good of a deal do I get? And this kind of follows like the way it seems like the last couple
times they always do it. Yeah.
It's the way they've always done it. I mean, the wave 1 is by far the best deal. You know.
And this one, only thing they left out on this one is that buy one get one for the for the advanced features.
Now, the way I understand it is that activates after you do your first firmware update.
Yes.
So when you update to the current firmware, that's when your coupons get activated for buying the games, I think, and for the I don't know if it's for the games, but definitely for the advanced features.
I think it might be for the games too, because
I think it's for the games too, actually.
Because there were some games that we could not play.
But I mean, 35% off is great. And here's the thing I like: they give you the pinball net right off the rip. You get 2 months, and that pretty much unlocks like 144 tables. And you know, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a lot of these tables they have because I've been playing them since the HD pinball. And I still love them on the 4K device. And you know, you got all the good ones, all the ones that, you know, all the classics are in there. You got the Gottlieb tables, you know, the real pinball tables like Haunted House. I mean, Wipeout. We just did the Wipeout tour. Have you been enjoying the Flipper Friends? I know you've been playing, T, with me. I see your name on the leaderboards, T. I see you in there.
We had PK in the comments here.
Hey, we have PK in the chat. Welcome to the chat, PK.
Welcome. Yeah, I've been enjoying the Flipper Friends. I've actually been doing not too bad on those. I haven't looked on the recent ones.
I've been in the top 50 on every table they've done so far. Eventually, there's going to be one where I can't do it, but so far I've been in that top 50 list every single time.
You got to be in the top 50, right, to get the prizes.
You got to be, to be on there, to be in that list. But you know, I enjoy the competition. You know, it's just getting to see, you know, in the playing over the week and seeing your score raise, and you know, watching some people that are better than you, like Tomato Grass did some streams. I like all that stuff. You know, that's how you get better, T. McCloskey. You got to swim with the sharks.
I had a quick question, guys, if you don't mind. This is just something that me and T. McCloskey talked about a long time ago. But have you heard anything new about the being able to tie your table purchases directly to your machine on the 4KP, like you can on the HD?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
What was it?
Like to tie your pinball machines to the cabinet like you can with the HD cabinet.
No, you can't right now.
I don't think so.
You can't right now? Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm hoping they open that up. I hope they open it up in the future, but no, right now it's just to account, not the cabinet.
Oh, I appreciate the update. Definitely. Yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I think this is, you know, tough time for all of us. We're figuring out ways to invite more families to join and enjoy the community. And that's, you know, more people playing virtual pinball for us all. I mean, whether we realize it or not, you know, it's more people in the tournaments, you know, and, you know, I think that, you know, virtual pinball can bring people into playing real pinball evening. So I think it's great, you know. I think it's a good move that AtGames is doing.
Pinball's the first actual machine that I played when I was a little kid. It was before video games, anything, and so it's definitely holds a big place in my heart. And the reason that I own 4 virtual pinball machines, or at least bought 4 virtual pinball machines.
Wow, you got like a row of virtual pinballs. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember Haunted House, being a little kid, going in the arcade and playing. I could play Miss Pac-Man, Frogger, or Haunted House pinball. I put that, and it was expensive. I want to say it was either 50 cents or $1 to play the Haunted House pinball. I played it. I lasted as a kid. I lasted like maybe 2 minutes. It was like 3 balls straight down the middle, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna go play some Miss Pac-Man, you know.
That's the table that invigorated me back into pinball, Papa Brad.
I love Haunted House.
Yeah, it was. I was always playing video games. I forgot about pinball forever. Then Haunted House came out, and boom, Pinball City again.
That was Gottlieb's answer to arcade games. They were like, how are we going to make a pinball machine to compete with arcade games? Because pinball was falling off, right? And so they came up with the multiple play fields, you know, with the Black Hole and Haunted House. And those games were right up beside, you know, Miss Pac-Man and Galaga. And they were pretty cool. They're still cool. They're probably hard to keep running. I think this virtual pinball is a lot easier to keep running
than real
Haunted House.
Virtual pinball is where it is.
I mean, you know,
for me at least,
a ton of tables on one machine is really a great experience for someone that if you just want to play, if you just want to enjoy playing that pinball and you like the feel of pinball, I think it's a great experience. You know, I think a lot of people, I think if more people were exposed to it, it would grow a lot even more. In virtual pinball, a lot of people are like, oh, you're playing pinball with screens? I'm like, yeah, you know, it's like, it's different. You know, people don't know about it. They only know real pinball. So, I mean, I think it has a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
In my opinion, as a hobby and as, you know, just a video game segment, you know.
See you, PK. Have a good night.
Yeah. Virtual pinball is, I mean, when I was a little kid, I would get these mechanical pinball machines. They were very small, and you could put them on your lap, and I just loved them. And they would break that same day when I get them for Christmas. It's like I play them so much. And then when virtual pinball finally came out, I was so fascinated but could never afford it. And then, of course, Toy Shock came out, and I went buck wild. And I and unfortunately, it wasn't the thing. It wasn't until the HD, the AtGames HD, where I could actually get a decent play with the no flipper lag, or at least very small, where I didn't notice it. And because even though I love the form factor of the arcade 1-up Attack from Mars, the problem is that if it's playing at 60 frames per second, it's skipping frames, and it's hard on my eyes because it just doesn't feel right. When I got HD, it was like night and day. I was like, wow, this is actually playing like a pinball machine.
They really flipped the script with enabling OTG on it and giving people that option, you know, to kind of get that into that platform of playing, you know, on the go pinball like that is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Ray De La Torre says the micro got him into that. Was his first. That's what his first pinball machine was.
That's great too.
Yeah, I've heard great things about the micro actually.
Yeah, I mean, people, you know, playing in our tournaments sometimes with the micro through OTG and stuff. So,
well, I heard that they fixed a lot of things from the HD when they brought out the micro, and I heard that I mean, just all sorts of things where it's like, oh, this used to not be that great on HD, but then they fixed all those things on the micro, and then of course the 4KP they advanced it even more, and especially for the OTG crowd, and I cannot wait to play or at least use my machine for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get it built and get a chance to play it. You know, and get a hands-on experience with it.
Doc Mario S, does the 4K also play at 60 frames per second? Yes, it does. Some of the Zen tables, you know, especially the beginning ones, probably did not. But, you know, further on Zen going, we're getting closer and closer to 60. The last 2 packs were just actually really the last 5 or 6 since Attack from Mars.
Really, at Attack from Mars is where they turned the tide a little bit and got them a lot closer. But believe me, Zen themselves are not happy. You know, Zen themselves, they say it all the time. They're going to, I mean, they want to fix it, Zen. So, I mean, it's everyone is on this, and they're, you know, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Tampa Tech's right. It's coming sooner than later.
I hope so.
I'm hoping he's right and they figured it out. That'd be great. Because that's only really sticky part for most people is the Zen tables.
Right.
Everybody loves the got libs. Everybody loves the
the natural history 1 and 2 are going to be awesome. The 2-1 looked amazing. I mean, I can't wait to watch it again on my computer. I had it on my phone.
You guys like the natural history ones, the natural history pack.
I like a lot of the tables I like. There's a few I don't. Exoplanets, maybe not.
Oh yeah, that was
maybe not exoplanets, but I really like Amazonia. I like
that's the one I like. Yeah, I like Amazonia was the only one that kind of grabbed me. The rest of them not so much, but as you said, Papa Brad, the more options you throw out there, the more, I mean, you're going to hit more different audiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. The more you get out there, yeah. I like the Ice Age one. I really like the sound effects on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Magic Pixel tables play completely different than the Gottlieb tables and the Zen tables. They're all completely different.
Yeah. They're all different.
But you can't really compare them. Like you can't compare the Magic Pixel to Zen because it's two different things. If you want to compare Zen, you should be comparing it to OTG. There's Zen on OTG, in my opinion. There's Zen OTG and Zen on native AtGames. Those are comparable, but like compare it, let's say apple and orange,
Yeah, I just want to compare Elvira when it comes to the.
I know that's what we need. 4KP. We need Elvira. We need Elvira on the 4KP.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we do.
And then we need a skin if we get Elvira.
Yeah,
that's right.
If you get Elvira, you got to get the skin.
Well, actually,
it doesn't matter which one. All Elvira pinball tables are awesome.
And actually, technically, me and Team McCloskey already have Elvira on our 4KP with our Stern mat.
I saw that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you got that.
Yeah, we have Elvira technically.
One of the things I want to tell you, like one of the things I was impressed with going from the HD to the 4KP is the interface. There she is. Yeah, the interface is way better. The whole interface system is way less complicated. They did a great job. Yeah, when they redid the interface, like it used to be you had to have the joystick to be able to navigate.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like so clunky, but the new interface is just, that's why they're planning on going with it with the arcades when they redo it too. They're going to use that newer interface they came out with. But that's a huge improvement.
Yeah, huge.
I know Team McCloskey, you have the pucks and stuff that use the older interface, and there's just no comparison. It's just so much better.
I get so mad at that damn thing sometimes too, because you go along and then all of a sudden you hit like down by mistake instead of going sideways, and it goes down to the tiles and stuff. It's like, I hate that damn thing.
Yeah.
Wish they would upgrade those pucks to that new one. I don't know. They can do everything to the new one. Do you think? I know the AOU coming is.
The one coming to Walmart's going to have the new. I mean, the one coming to Sam's is going to have the new interface.
And then that 4K.
The next ALU they're going to make.
Do you think that
they should have a model between the 4K and the? I'm sorry. Go ahead, VideoGameVegas.
Yeah. Do you think that Killer Instinct 1 and 2? I mean, I'm not talking the pinball tables. I'm talking the actual Killer Instinct 1 and 2 and Battletoads will be coming to the 4KP, and would it be advantageous to? Because the reason that I was kind of wanting the control panel on the 4KP and bought one was the fact that I heard that, of course, Killer Instinct 1 and 2 and Battletoads were coming to the platforms with AtGames, and I was just hoping that maybe I could play the fighting games on that bigger back glass screen with Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't announced anything on that yet. I think that's down the road, so we'll have to wait and see what they do.
Okay.
They don't really have an arcade platform yet for the pinball. Like they had where you could buy arcade games in packs on the ALU, right?
Right.
But I haven't seen the arcade games. Man, I always thought it was a huge miss. They should make some pinball that they have that actually uses the extra controller panel. Like if you have that controller panel, how cool would it be to be playing a pinball game and then it breaks into a video game and you can actually use the controls on the joystick and the buttons.
Well, think about Baby Pac-Man.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, they could do. I mean, they could have it where you could still use the D-pad or whatever. But I mean, just to enable the controls would be a cool thing. I would like to see on something in the future.
And like mini games.
Yeah, because Baby Pac-Man, you had where you were playing on the pinball machine, and then when you'd hit a certain place on the table, then it would go up and play Pac-Man.
Yeah,
exactly.
They could totally do that too, which would be really cool.
Yeah, even like the Zen with the Duke Nukem. You had those little mini games.
Oh yeah,
you got to shoot. In the movie theater. It'd be awesome to use the control stick and button, man, to maneuver that. That'd be so cool.
Oh yeah. I play that on OT. It is hard to use the pinball buttons to do the shooting game. It's a lot easier on the consoles because you have the joystick controller, but it's kind of harder on the pinball, I find.
Yeah, that game should do that, man. Bring out packs of like arcade games for the pinball, 4K pinball.
Yes,
to play.
I agree.
Especially if it's just like, I would say, like, put out a small pack of vertical games that are in vertical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like some shmups or something. I think that'd be awesome.
I love playing 1942 on my HD.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
And they could have
vertical
it open
games
up
are awesome with the pinball table. I mean, they look they look pretty good with that
full
big
screen, baby.
Full screen, man.
Full
Stretch
screen.
that screen.
Yep.
You got a gigantic Centipede or Galaga or
whatever
you're playing, Like you're saying 1942.
Yes.
Yeah, and they can have it in the settings where you want to play it, on the back box or on a play field.
Yeah, they can just have it push it to whatever one. They already have that figured out.
Yeah, just put it in the settings which one you want to play it on. Like verticals, you would obviously want to play on a play field, but some of the scrolling ones, you would want to play on a back box or back glass.
Yeah.
Give us an option in the settings. That would be so cool. And it would open up more games on the 4K pinball machine.
Yeah.
As well. I'm interested. I play the Coin Op X all the time on my pinball, so I love it. I love stretching that freaking field, the whole play field, man. It's so fun playing on that thing, stretched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jason's pretty much right. You could play most of the arcade packs on the 24-inch back glass, which is actually the same size as the ALU. It's an ALU's monitor. It's the same size.
Yeah, it's the same monitor. Yeah, they just opened up more, more streams that revenue for them as well, because now you're just not getting the AL people, you're getting a 4K pinball too, or in HD too. I mean, it would be for both HD pinball and 4K pinball. I mean, it would be great. I think they would have a lot of interest in that, especially if you have that control panel, or arcade control panel.
Well, I think you can on the HD right now. I mean, I could play Activision games on my HD. I think it's already enabled for the HD pinball. Yeah, I can play the Activision games on the HD pinball.
And they had, and that's true too, because they had a couple. They have some Data East packs for the HD pinball.
Yeah,
they have
packs. Yeah, they're actually ALU packs, but they work on the HD pinball.
Yeah. So it'd be cool if they bring that over to the 4K and add more for the HD as well.
Ethan says the General Loader arcade app could play all the games you typically play on the ALU screen on the ALP backglass monitor. There's a lot of possibilities.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So much is coming.
I know. I heard they're building a build for the 4KP, but I haven't heard of an arcade build for it. But that would be great,
Yep. Yeah, it would.
I have my arcade joystick skinned and just sitting in a box, Team McCloskey.
I know you never put it back on there.
Never put it back on. I know. I have it skinned and everything with the Addams Family. It looks great.
Yep, that's right. HD's getting new packs, getting a natural history pack. Plus, isn't I think the rare ones are going to the HD as well, right? The rare pinball packs. I thought they were coming to both.
I think they're coming to both.
Yeah,
Metal Sosa says that the tables that were shown in the Tampa Tech video were on the HD. They look pretty good. The natural history.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he has HD pinball.
He has it all. I mean, he has like everything because he does quality control. He got that quality assurance job.
Yep.
So he has everything. He has everything AtGames makes, it looks like.
But nice.
So what do we got next, Team McCloskey?
I just want to let people know too before we move on is
Okay.
today was wave 1 started for
8th through the 12th.
store direct, and then Monday the 12th is when the factory direct go on sale. So just let people know that for wave 1. So today was start of wave 1 for store direct, and then Monday is wave 1 for factory direct.
The factory direct is the one that's like $1,100 plus $100 shipping, right?
Yes.
So that's the lower price one. Yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to sell out quick. That's going to go quick, T. McCloskey.
Yep.
When does that come live? That comes live on Monday?
Monday the 12th, yep.
Monday the 12th, okay.
So all right, what else you want to where are we going next? And there's those coupons again. This is a lot easier to see too.
Yeah, that shows all the coupons for the wave 1.
Wave 1, 150 off. $50 coupon on your topper, $50 coupon for your SSF kit. Buy one, get one for the advanced features, and then 35% off all packs. And it is just for the people that are purchasing the machine now. Like, we can't get that 35% off. I wish we could.
I don't get that.
I wish we could, man. I'd buy a couple more, but
yeah.
Oh,
that's a good discount.
I had a question on the toppers. So let's say that of course I have the Adams Family 4KP. What if I just wanted to go out and say, hey, I'd like to have one of those Attack from Mars toppers? Can you buy just the topper?
Yes, eventually. I'm not sure when.
Eventually, yeah. I bet you're going to tell you one. Yeah, they're going to have them in their store.
Yeah, I asked AtGames that. Yeah, I asked AtGames that, and he said, yeah, it's going to be in their e-store eventually.
Cool.
So anybody can buy those toppers. Because they do this with Snoopy Pinball, man. I want that Snoopy Pinball.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah,
oh,
like
yes.
Snoopy topper. I know you said you like that one too.
Yeah, I love that. Man. Put that on the wall. I put it on the wall, light it up, man. It would be cool.
That would be cool.
So, yeah, that 35% off on pinball packs, man, is a pretty good deal. That's just wave 1. And in wave 1, here it is here. Purchases between August 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific and August 12th until 6 p.m. So that's wave 1. So it's not to the 15th. So it's the 12th. So 8th through the 12th is wave 1.
Okay. Now I have a question about the 35% off. Is that for everything but Zen?
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, you know how we were always saying that we wish that the Zens would go on sale. I think that it's smart right now because of the issues they're having with Zen to basically put the discounts on the ones that we know that work. So the only way that I would want to see Zen go on sale if they're not working is to see like an 80% off, just basically say, hey, we're going to have you guys beta test, and really just put them cheap. But yeah, I'd hate to see a sale on broken, well, I'm not going to say broken, on not optimal versions of the table. So I think that it is smart just to keep it to the things that they know that really work well.
Yeah, it's a safe bet. That's for sure.
Yep.
But and to be fair though, some Zen tables are a really great value. Like Attack from Mars is $5.
Yeah, that is a good value.
I would say do not skip that one. And Twilight Zone is probably the closest to perfect they've ever done with the Zen tables. Twilight Zone plays almost perfect.
Wow.
To me, it's incredible.
Looks
and
really good
I play it on OTG too. It's very good. I don't, that to me, that was the biggest misstep. That should have been the launch table with that pinball table on it because it plays so good. But can't go back. Video Game Vegas, you can't go back.
As long as I can use my $5 appreciation coupons to get it. Just kidding.